minutes away from the men's short program. Canadians Roman Sadovsky, Nick Nadeau, Nguyen, the Canadian champion in the field, and so too is Yuzuru. And we think about Keegan Messing at this time as well. Keegan, quite a year for him, got married, the best of times in Autumn Classics, skated so well, but also showing great sportsmanship, putting the flag up, and then days later learning that his brother Paxton had died in a motorcycle accident, and then went on to skate America, finished fourth, and skated with a heavy, heavy heart, and skated for his brother, and I'm sure for the rest of his career will skate for Paxton. And you can see the raw emotion from Keegan Messing, and his buddy, of course, is skating here tonight.
We were just talking about his brother the week that he was going to Autumn Classic, and then after that that happened. So you know, he's a great friend of mine, my best friend, even though we don't get to see each other much. We call each other every day, making sure that we're all good, and you know, I tried you know, to be there for him during, you know, the hard times, and you know, it sucks that happened to him, because he deserves the most in this world, and there's so many great qualities about him, and I know the entire skating community is thinking about him and his family for sure.
That is well said by Nguyen. And Keegan, if you're watching, we send our condolences to you and your family. That's such a tragic loss. Keegan Messing is a skater like no other in the skating world.
He has such a heart and such a love of his sport, the people in it, and I believe he's feeling that love back, he and his family. It's an enormously supportive skating community, and we just wish him the very best.
Tremendous loss. We'll see Keegan throughout the season towards the national championships. Of course, the Alaskan-born skater who is now Canadian, and the country has adopted and just loves the guy. As we get ready for the men's short program here with 3 Canadians in the field, and you saw Nguyen already. We'll watch Nam in this event, and he's had some great practice sessions.
He's been fantastic in practice. I think his quad salchow is his new best friend, but also he's upped his game artistically and really developed the nuance and the detail in his program. So I was very pleased for Nam and what I saw from him in practice.
And then the other 2 Canadians, Nicolas Nadeau just being introduced out on the ice right now. There is Nick Nadeau. Boy, here's someone a few years ago, everyone thought superstardom was in the works for Nick, and he's kind of struggled through the years trying to get an identity.
And he's been plagued by injuries. So just when he starts to make headway, he has a setback. And he's an enormous presence on the ice, has always been charismatic, but he has lacked the discipline necessary in his performances to get to the top. And so he is healthy here. Here's a look at his triple axel. But he needs to really stay focused in his programs to truly deliver and get the big scores.
We've watched him grow up in the sport. We've watched him grow into the sport. He's one of the taller skaters. That's a factor, too. It's also a factor for this guy who's had to grow into his skates as Roman Sadovsky.
And Roman has so many fine qualities. For him, it's about putting them all together on the competition ice. He's got the artistry. He has great flow across the ice. A beautiful jumper and spinner. When he gets tight, he starts to under-rotate. A lot of little mistakes have added up for him to take him out of the game competitively. Again, I think it really comes down to discipline and a mindset to compete, where you've got to be on top of every element, every movement.
It all begins tonight, the brand new season. A lot of Canadians watching, and of course Japanese fans watching here and back home in the land of the rising sun. They're all watching one guy. They're waiting for one guy. You know who? Yuzuru Hanyu, two-time Olympic champion, will be on the ice tonight. He draws fans everywhere he goes. In this beautiful countryside, this beautiful valley. Skate Canada International men's short program next. Welcome back live now, the men's short program. 12 skaters in total, getting ready for the free skate tomorrow. You want to set yourself up with some good numbers here. 2 Canadians in the first flight. We talked about Roman and Nicolas coming up. And then later, Yuzuru Hanyu will take to the ice. Dan Nguyen to come later. Julian Yee, who is a pioneer, a trailblazer. He'll blaze the trail for the men tonight, leading off from Malaysia. Became the first Malaysian skater to ever compete at a Winter Olympic Games. Carried the flag, as a matter of fact. Place that doesn't produce many skaters, from Kuala Lumpur. Now skates in Barrie, Ontario.
Skating to the music of Coldplay. First of 7 required elements coming up here. Julian will open with a planned triple axel. Beautiful. Three jumps required, 1 a double or triple axel, then a triple or a quad out of steps, and then combination with triples and quads, or triples and doubles. Triple flip, triple toe. He grew up skating in little rinks in the shopping malls of Malaysia, and then 5 years ago moved to Barrie, training with Michael Hoffus and Doug Lee.
So if you love someone, you should let them know all the light that you give me ever glow.
We're used to seeing him skating to fast, peppy music. This is a nice look for Julian. What a gorgeous skate. The music Everglow. Very appreciative audience here in Kelowna. We'll be back.
That was really good.
Under the heading, anything is possible from anywhere you come. From Southeast Asia, Malaysia, an average temperature of 26 degrees Celsius, and he's found ice in malls, and only 5 years ago moved to Barrie, Ontario. And guess what? Julian Yee has been able to accomplish this and got here. He's kind of like Cool Runnings, the Jamaican bobsled team. Look what he's done.
Well, he created a moment here. I think opening the show, the men's short program. There's his combination, triple Lutz, triple toe. One element can be done after the halfway mark, getting an extra 10%. And there's his coach, Michael, counting the spin.
crowd was really, really, I think.
Yeah, look, no better feeling. No better feeling than a performance like that. Relaxed, composed, and he totally had the audience with him.
Malaysia.
His season's best, sorry, Rod, is 68, and I think he's going to blow
probably.
that number up.
Malaysia wasn't even part of the Winter Olympic movement for such a long time, and he's the first Malaysian figure skater to qualify. When he went to Pyeongchang, he was joined by a slalom skier who has actually trained in the United States, and Jeffrey Webb, and he carried the Malaysian flag into the Winter Olympic Games, where he finished 25th overall. And doesn't matter where you come from, if you got a dream, you never know what can happen.
So his technical difficulty not as high as what you'll see with some of the skaters, but the quality. No negatives in that program, and that sure helps to bring up your technical score.
He blew it away.
Almost 8 points higher than his season's best. What a great feeling for Julian.
Love the reaction. Wow. Now one of the 3 Canadians on home ice.
Représentant le Canada, Roman Sadovsky.
Roman Sadovsky, who, like Nicolas Nadeau, has just dealt with injury after injury and gone back to some of his same stuff from last year because he had issues with the injury bug. Says he's toned up and feeling stronger. Here is Roman Sadovsky.
Trains with Tracy Wainman and Gregor Filipowski. Program choreographed by David Wilson. Opening with a planned quad triple combination. Good speed. Quads out. Chose to do it on its own. He'll add the combo later. That was to be a triple axel. He popped it.
That's a big mistake.
He will get 0 points, leaving 8 points on the table. This needs to be in combination, triple Lutz, and he isn't able to do it. Positions and musicality in this spin. Exquisite.
But man, that inconsistency that has plagued Roman plagues him again.
Yeah, and his potential is tantalizing, but he left 12 points on the table with the miss in the combination and the axle.
Well, it's early in the season. That's the good thing. The bad thing is you can't leave that kind of stuff off the computation table. He needs those numbers, and Roman, who's eyeing the Nationals in Mississauga in January, just can't make those kind of mistakes.
Well, after a gorgeous quad salchow, and then just didn't feel right. He wasn't committed to that jump. Often just a bit distraction of mental focus. This triple Lutz he needed to do in combination with the triple toe, and it was almost as though he went into the jump thinking about the second jump. But some great moments, so many fine qualities. Those are obvious. You can just see as he skates.
Well, he's an entertainer. He's a great skater.
No question.
He'll be disappointed with that. There's Tracy, longtime coach, former champion.
He will also get under on his quad salchow, so he had to finish the rotation on the ice, so that drops the points there too. No points for the axle, and then quality marks and no combination, and so those 3 big hits on his jumping passes.
Nick Nadeau warms. The judges have to go through and take a look at exactly what was missed, what he hit. And unfortunately for Roman, a few zeros up there. So the verdict.
The short program score, 65.29.
So that's 20 points lower than what he got at Finlandia a few weeks ago. So we know what he's capable of, and this is a kid that can come back fighting in the free skate.
Has to put this one behind him, get ready for tomorrow.
It's a big hole.
Please welcome the next competitor.
Veuillez accueillir le prochain patineur.
Representing
Everybody's
Canada,
chasing
Nicolas
Julian
Nadeau.
Keiji Yee, including this guy, Nick Nadeau. And injury plagued last couple of years. Longtime junior star on the rise. Finished 6th last year's Nationals.
His first time out this season. He has pulled out from the 3 events he was to compete in before Skate Canada. Program choreographed by Mark Pillay. Opening here with the triple axel. Oh, that was lovely. Height and trajectory.
Now has to check all the boxes. Check.
Triple sow, triple toe. Yes. He was thinking 1 jump to go, and it's an easy jump for him, a triple loop.
some good things there tonight. Nicolas Nadeau. Again, a guy who had to pull out of 3 events before this, just wasn't ready physically. Smile says it all, doesn't it? 22-year-old Montrealer Nicolas Nadeau.
His coach, Yvonne Desjardins. An impressive opening, the best technical element by far, this triple axel. And you know, with his height and speed, it's really impressive. Now a dialed down combination, triple sow, triple toe, but done very well. Typically, the men are doing triple lutz or triple flip, triple toe. Here was the loop. And he had the presence of mind not to touch his hands down. But again, an easier jump at the end of the program. And at the end of the program is where you can get the 10% bonus. So he'll want to work maybe the combination in later so he can capitalize on the scores if he's not going to do a quad in the short program. You know, strategy very much comes into play. Having said that, I think a strategy here is do what you could do, go clean, get back out into international competition, because we've just been watching him pull out time and time again. So growing up and living in Montreal, you know where his mindset is. It's about getting to the World Championships. There is only one spot. That is going to be so difficult because a lot of great men are working to get to the Montreal World Championships, and only one man will get that spot.
And there are so many lined up. Talked about Keegan Messing. We talked about Nam still ahead. Nicolas Nadeau, his number 75.22 will put him in second place behind the Malaysian skater. And stuff to work on, work towards nationals. This age of quads. Got to have your triple axel, and Nick's got that axle right now. It was a beauty.
Please welcome the next competitor.
Veuillez accueillir le prochain patineur.
Representing Russia, Andrei Lazukin.
Andrei Lazukin, the 21-year-old from St. Petersburg, Russia. Down the list here, a young skater. Gone on to train with Alexei Mishin. Got to his first World Championship last year. Finished 19th.
21 years of age, and he is dialing up his technical difficulty. He's been trying to get his quad lutz out in competition this season. Looking to try for a clean one here. Opening. Here it comes.
Bang on.
You know when that shot back, well, it's a tick-bit. Scarlet billows start to spread. Fancy glows low, where's old Maggie? So there's never
hanging on, triple axel.
Now on the sidewalk, ooh, Sunday morning, lies a body just oozing life. And someone sneaking round the corner. Could that someone be Mac the Knife? There's a tugboat down by the river, don't you know? Where a cement bag just drooping on down. Oh, that cement is just, it's there for the weight to dare. 5 will get you 10 old Mackies back in town. Down to hear about Louis Miller.
got a chance to go, got a chance to come to Canada too, to compete at Skate Canada here in beautiful Kelowna. What a trip, what a thrill. The great things about being at a Grand Prix event and early in the season, Skate Canada in particular, we get to see some of the skaters we aren't accustomed to seeing, and Andrei is one of those skaters. Been in the junior ranks the last few years. He's got some talent.
You could see the landing of that Lutz. There's going to be a problem on that. Almost half a rotation on the ice. We'll see if they pick it up. And here's a look at his triple axel. Again, problems with the quality of that jump leaning forward. Triple flip, triple toe. You can see he spins very quickly, but no flow in or out of his jump. So he's getting the rotation. Whoops, and there, oops, those twizzles.
Seem to have a lot of those in this number, Mac the Knife.
It's, you know, when you have choreography by Shaylin, it tends to be pretty full.
Yeah.
And it takes some time to master it. And you know, you've got a lot going on. You've got a guy trying to up his technical game. So he's pushing himself in each of the jumping passes. And you've only got so much, you know, in you. He's trying to develop the artistic as well as the technical. And I think the artistic is taking a back seat in his development as he's putting his focus in on trying to get the quads in there.
Got a feel for so many of these Russian skaters who've been hampered by this scandal, this doping scandal from Sochi and beyond. Still is before tribunals and courts and possible sanctions and suspensions, and nobody really knows what's going to happen. But still they come and they have to skate and they have to compete.
So a big score for Andrei, and apologies to Andrei. They gave him that quad Lutz clean.
They did. And so Andrei Lazukin is currently the leader. And good on him.
Please welcome the next competitor.
Veuillez accueillir le prochain patineur.
Representing Germany.
Kind of funny how they didn't spot that.
Very surprising.
Video replay there.
And they have been quite meticulous at going after under rotations. One missed.
Well, a little bit of a gift for Andrei. So now Paul Fentz from Germany, two-time German champion. Chance to skate at the Worlds and the Olympic Games. Now skates here in Kelowna, BC.
Well, he earned a spot on the Olympic team based on the strength and consistency of his triple axel. Opening with a triple loop here. Now the triple axel.
That is a big one.
27 years of age, and he said he wanted to get to the Olympics and then kind of move on, start a new life. And his fiance said, I beg to differ. I think you just love it too much. Keep going. Retire after the second Olympics. That's now his plan.
Never saw things going so right. Blue days, all of them gone. Nothing but blue skies from now on. Blue skies smiling at me.
Just ran out of speed. The second triple jump.
Birds are singing their song. Nothing but bluebirds all day long. Never saw the sun shining so bright.
Oldest guy in the field, listens to his fiance, hang in. Got some skill for sure. German champion, one more to skate, will go down under after this in the first flight from Kelowna and Skate Canada International. Here is Paul Fentz, the 27-year-old. Guy who lived his entire life in Berlin, sponsored by the Army. Has been a military policeman, has to do service time there. And he also gets a chance to skate.
Little bit tight in this performance. You could see him pull up a little bit on the axle, and again up into the shoulders on that triple toe. And if he had just been able to settle back down into the blade of the right foot to vault into the air. But that's what happens actually with the adrenaline. A skater tries to lift from the shoulders, and it's just instinct. You try to help yourself, and what you have to do is relax into the ice and get the spring from the ice. What he did do strategically, though, he did the triple-triple combination at the end of the program to try and help get the extra points there with that little extra 10%. But, you know, we're seeing a little bit of the signs of early in the season right now here in the men's short program.
Again, this is a sport, it seems, through the years that you don't have too many skaters hanging on past 24, 25. Skates to the next Olympics. He's almost 30 years old. Why not? Why not if you can do it?
And he's still improving. And I'm watching him in practice, working on his quads, and you know, when he can do a triple axel like that, he'll be able to work the quad into his repertoire. But the key thing is getting the cleanliness up and the quality up under the competition pressure. So you're truly raking in the scores and the GOEs.
Andrei Lazukin is the leader, 78.99. This is a 66.32. That's pushing him down to fourth.
Costly little mistakes.
One skater to come in this flight, then we get ready for Nguyen and Yuzu and the rest in the second flight here tonight in Kelowna. We welcome you all across Canada. Day one of Skate Canada International. Eventful day so far. Great skating. Here's Brendan Kerry, the 7-time Australian men's champion.
Another skater who has shown a lot of potential, a skater who's been able to land 2 different quads, but has been plagued by injury. Brendan will open with a planned quad toe. And he turned it into a triple. Then decided to add on the combination. Okay, so then he decided to go for a second quad. Very difficult to be changing the game on the fly. Few skaters are able to do it in a competition like this.
And now you're left to scramble.
Yeah, and there goes the spin, and so the mistakes sort of pile one on top of each other. So he's got some time here to regroup. Play a little bit with the music and the audience.
piece of music, but not fun tonight for this guy, Brendan Kerry.
That technical score in the corner.
Poor guy. Thing
Says
unraveled.
it all. Yeah.
Unraveled for him. First flight complete. Next flight about to take off in Kelowna. Well, our final 6 of the day. What a day it's been. We're one of the first events of the season, and all eyes in this building are on this guy, Yuzuru Hanyu. Two-time Olympic champion, world champion, who probably still has a bit of a bitter taste in his mouth after last year's Worlds and something to prove.
He always has something to prove.
It is, it's true. You get to see him a lot. You're one of the few select people who has an opportunity to see him every day, and he is something else. What did you think about Brendan Kerry, and how can he recover from this?
Well, for me, I guess discipline for me is the story of the night here. And so he went out, was going to do the quad there, turned it into a triple, came, and then tried to do it in combination. So that came undone. Then tried to add it in here. And it was just one of those tough nights when he was off and he didn't stick to his plan. And there it goes. So
he's not the first that's had that happen to him in this sport, by the way.
It's
and won't be the last.
No, it's not. And Lee Barkel is here. He's not his coach. His coach couldn't come, Nikolai Morozov, so Lee has kindly agreed to be with Brandon at practices and put him on the ice for the competition.
And the guy who has inspired so many banners and websites and followers, and if he was getting royalties from the sale of Winnie the Pooh bears, he'd also be a very rich young man. Yuzuru Hanyu. Pooh bears everywhere. He's become associated with that. These are not good numbers. Brendan has work to do, but that's sport, that's life. Back at it tomorrow. Here's how it stacks up. Andrei Lazukin, Russia, leading the way. Julian Yee, how about that skate from Malaysia? First out tonight and still is second. At the very worst would be 8th heading into tomorrow. Nicolas Nadeau is in 3rd. Roman Sadovsky in 5th. Watch the crowd roar now. Nguyen from Canada, Yuzuru Hanyu from Japan, and the rest. The men, final flight, short program from Skate Canada next. How many people follow Yuzuru Hanyu? Well, millions in Japan, hundreds of media here, thousands of fans who have made the trek to Kelowna, BC. Kid's a rock star. There is no doubt. Lost a world title, though, in the spring to Nathan Chen, one of his rivals. There's the... I talked about the Winnie the Pooh stuff. We'll follow him around. These people follow him around. Not a camera is trained on anybody else except Yuzuru Hanyu right now.
And there's his Winnie the Pooh, his tissue box, how it all began. He's got his game face on. Brian Orser in charge alongside Ghislain Briand.
Well, he has put the win in Winnie the Pooh. This guy has won everything possible again.
He has 2 quads planned in this program. Gorgeous quad sow.
He also wants to be one of those game changers. First to try a quad axle, which is almost impossible, we thought. But then again, maybe nothing's impossible for this young man.
No, not when he puts his mind to it. There's his triple axle. Lots of room for a quad, but such an interesting skater. Remember, as a young teenager, he lived through the the tsunami. He lived in Sendai. He had to walk out of the rink in his skates as the tragedy struck. And at that point, you know, I think all of a sudden his skating career took on a different purpose, and he realized how his gift of skating could touch so many lives and help to lift some people out of a very desperate situation. It's really grounded him and inspired him, and he's mature beyond his years.
Purple Ribbon People's Honor Award winner in Japan. Also, another guy who has matured so much over the last couple of seasons, young Nguyen, two-time Canadian champion.
Matured and improved, and his weapon, his quad sow, is fantastic, and he'll show it in his short program.
The man, final moments before liftoff. Final flight of day one at Skate Canada International. Here's how they'll skate this second group. Two Japanese skaters. Nguyen will skate second. Yuzu skates fourth. Italian Matteo Rizzo. Deniss Vasiljevs skates last. Truly a highly international field here, but those cameras, they're all on the Japanese skaters. Here's Keiji Tanaka, one of those from Japan. Earlier today, Rika Kahira led the women's ranks. All those cameras were on her. So Keiji has the spotlight right now for Japan. 24-year-old. He's been skating in the shadows of Yuzuru Hanyu.
He's been to the World Championships 3 times. Best finish was in 2018. He was 13th last year, 14th. Skating to a catch piece of music, hip hip chin chin, and opening with a triple axel. Planned quad Salchow, and he tripled it.
And so tonight we say, hip hip, chin chin, the rhythm section.
One thing with these Japanese skaters, Rod, they are used to skating at home in front of massive audiences, both in competition and exhibition. And I really feel they have a sense of music and how to get the audience involved in their program. The choices of music they pick are very, very important to them to serve their fans. Costly mistake. Triple Lutz double toe.
It wasn't always that way. You know, this really took rise in the 90s, mid-90s. And we had a couple of pioneers. And you knew that someday Japan might be the powerhouse for skating. It's got there. Popularity off the charts.
And excellent step sequence here. But they get that valuable experience in front of an audience and learn very quickly how to work a room.
Japanese fans, flags are out. Look at it. Tanaka not entirely happy. rival soccer or baseball in the land of the rising sun, but skating has grown in such popularity through the years.
I think it might rival those sports, Rod. I really do. It's
up there.
Yeah, no question. Here, what was supposed to be a quad Salchow, he opened up into a triple Salchow, but you know, never lost a performance. Stayed with the music, stayed with the program. Here's a look at his combination. Just a little bit forward there on the triple Lutz, and worked the upper body a bit too quick. But it's, you know, it's this command, artistry, flair for performance. This takes a lot of energy and know-how. He makes it look easy, but when you see some of the others skate, you realize how difficult it is. Kind of fluid. Kept us into the program from beginning to end. And you know, I find when skaters don't use their music, you start to drift a little bit, you know, and when a skater does use the music and really feels it, it just keeps you riveted to the performance right there with him, and that makes a difference. And you know, you can't underestimate that.
Fanfare in the countries, again, unrivaled in other countries. Chatted with some of the Toronto Raptors who recently came back from Tokyo over there in an exhibition series, and they couldn't even believe, you know, the massive billboards and all of the popularity surrounding skating and sumo and some of the sports that, you know, North Americans quite honestly wouldn't think would be as popular over there, but skating is right up there. And Keiji Tanaka, Keiji, named by his father, which means policeman, unique name, and Keiji Tanaka is currently the leader, so the Japanese fans happy. Right now, Keiji Tanaka leads the way. Here is one of the most popular skaters in our country. Through the years, the two-time Canadian champion, reigning national champion, as high as 5th in the world, coming off one of his strong breakthroughs this year, Nam Nguyen.
I have never seen him look better in practice, especially in the last few years. Program choreographed by Mary Angela Larmer. Opening with his quad sow here. Beautiful.
Peels that right into it.
Honestly, Rod, it has become his favorite jump. Hanging on the triple axel. Spins have improved, both in terms of his line in the spins and the speed of rotation.
Just a sense of maturity over the last couple of years for Nam Nguyen. And I think responsibility, knowing he's a champion.
And Coach Rob Burke is a major part of that maturing process, a very disciplined coach.
Always been a showman. technical marks. Already leading. With responsibility comes great power. Nam Nguyen is powerful right now. Good for him. And it's not a surprise anymore, folks.
No. He came into this competition organized and ready, and he laid it down.
Last couple of years, you saw Nam Nguyen at the end of skates with a wide-eyed enthusiasm and exhilaration, excitement, almost, you know, the dabbing that went on, and it's kind of cool. But now you get a sense that, you know, this consistency that has developed becomes part of him, and it leads to success.
Well, I think there's been such a disciplined approach to his training, and I think the work he's done with Danielle Rose and Rob Burke, the detail work has really paid off. A triple axel there, just a presence of mind to fight for the landing. He'll lose some GOE on it. And there, the triple flip, but the elements part of the program, consistent speed throughout. There was a time where he put all of his focus on his jumps, and that's what often young skaters have to do. It's not a hit against Nam, but now he's been able to develop all aspects, and there's his coach, Rob Burke, there clapping in the background, but he actually skates through the program with Nam. Yeah, he's done.
That's it.
Yeah.
Shared a great moment at the end as well.
And I think his leadership of Nam through the last couple of years has been crucial.
RTC, Bob, Carmen, thanks for everything. Danielle, Mary Angela, Kurt.
And Nam Nguyen has done the work.
And I'm sure thinking about his buddy Keegan Messing tonight too, and all that Keegan's gone through. And Nam Nguyen. I always talked about that new Nam, the new Nguyen. This is a more polished, more mature, older but better Nam Nguyen. These numbers, season's best early season, but first place. Nam Nguyen's going to take this. He'll be in the running for the podium tomorrow. Canada's champion. Leads by almost 4.
Representing the United States of
4
America,
skaters remain.
Camden Pulkinen.
Camden Pulkinen from the United States. 2018 United States Junior Champion. It's his debut season on the Grand Prix circuit. How would you like this one? Debut season, got to skate in front of Yuzu.
Better
and behind
before.
Nam. Good luck, young man.
Skating to Josh Groban. This is his tribute to great skater Deniss from Kazakhstan, who passed away just over a year ago. Deniss skated to the same music in 2015. Camden opening with a quad toe. Yes, wow. Oh, nice start. Combination coming up here, triple Lutz, triple toe.
That was sweet. Look at those technical marks that he put up. Kid did all right.
That was inspired skating. The best we've seen from Camden Pulkinen with a quad toe to boot.
Could vault into the lead here at the 2019 Skate Canada International. Well, certainly not intimidated by having to skate in front of a legend and skate behind the Canadian champion.
He was lifted by it.
Yes.
David, there's one right here.
He was on. Started right here.
Tried to get this jump out at the Autumn Classic, but it was under-rotated here. Make no mistake about it, rock solid. Picking up marks for quality. This was the key jump, the axle. You look at the landing of this jump. Nam lost the quality marks on his axle. Camden picking it up there. And then this combination at the end, after the halfway mark, the triple Lutz, triple toe, clean, marks for quality throughout.
Quality throughout, and Camden Pulkinen, whose mother was born in Thailand, father is of Finnish and French descent. Grew up in Arizona, trains in Colorado Springs, and is making a name for himself. And right now, looks like he's going to move into first place with 3 skaters to come. Yuzu's next.
Coaches Damon Allen and Tammy Gamble with him.
What a great moment.
And look at Coach Damon Allen and just how happy he is for his student.
And I think you're right. It's better than having to skate behind this guy, because you know what's going to happen next. This place will go nuts no matter what Yuzuru Hanyu does.
And you can see he doesn't take it lightly, Yuzuru Hanyu. Pressure evidence on his face.
Here are the numbers, and they're large numbers. Camden Pulkinen.
A huge season's best.
You're the leader. You're the leader, young man. Look at his face. Holy smoke.
Please welcome the next competitor.
Veuillez accueillir le prochain patineur.
You know who's next just by those cameras.
Representing Japan, Yuzuru Hanyu.
Living, breathing, still competing, skating legend. Yuzuru Hanyu. They have come from afar. Thousands to watch this guy. Millions watching back in his homeland. Here is Yuzu.
This program choreographed by Jeffrey Buttle.
He's like a cat.
Now watch how he plays with the music. He is a master. Speed of rotation.
Already leading the technical mark, and he's still got a minute to go.
Look at the line of the spin. The musical highlights with the arms.
There is no one like him. No one like Yuzuru Hanyu. And they're reigning Winnie the Poohs here. This is going to take some time to clean up. Just another day at the office. What an office. They have come from afar, and they were rewarded. Yuzuru Hanyu with Brian Orser, and there is a poo cleanup. Can I say that?
Oh,
I guess I
Rodney
said
Black.
that.
Of course, you can say anything.
Look
and
at
you
this.
do.
Look
Come
at
on.
this. There's cleanup in aisle 4. I mean, I don't know if there's a Toys R Us that has more stuffed animals than this building. This is nuts. This guy's nuts. He is off the charts good.
Fluid body, incredible speed, a natural sense of line, and then this. And it's the entrance, it's the trajectory, it's the height, and the flow on the landing. Look at the line of his back, right into a twizzle. And so beautifully done to the music. Here's a look at his quad toe. Just pulls a little up in the shoulders, but the presence of mind, and hey, I got it. I got this. Here's my concern. In terms of perfection, I have seen him do the step sequence better. This was emotional more than it was technical. You can hear him talking right there. No, he blew a cluster, and he's laughing about it, but we'll have words after the performance. Brilliant musical highlight. Again, Jeffrey Buttle choreographed this program.
Look at that. So flexible, so talented. You get to see him a lot. Lives and trains in Canada. Could you imagine if he did that in Japan, and how ridiculous it must be when he goes home? Because they absolutely love him. He is the Michael Jordan of skating in Japan.
You mentioned he lost his title to Nathan Chan at the recent World Championships. Nathan, 102 at Skate America.
By the way, Nathan Chan is awfully good too.
Oh, he's brilliant.
This guy,
And he's pushing Yuzu to be better.
has been pushed, and I don't know if anybody can push him here. Look at this number, 109.60. The rock star does it again. And whatever it cost, the GOAT delivers. And he just could be the GOAT. There have been so many great ones. You've seen them all, Trace. He's right up there.
Please welcome the next competitor,
Veuillez accueillir le prochain patineur.
All right, Matteo Rizzo, your turn. Then Deniss Vasiljevs. They don't have the technical arsenal to match that, but they want to come up with a personal best. Such a tough situation to skate after that.
Well, Matteo is a skater on the rise. He actually was at the cricket club training alongside Yuzuru this past week, getting ready for this Skate Canada. 21 years of age. He's been to the World Championships 3 times. 2017 he was 30th, then 17th, and this last year he cracked the top 10, finishing in 7th place. Planning a quad toe here.
And I just know I feel so good tonight.
Nice triple axel. Good for him. Dad's an ice dancer. This is a kid who knows how to move, Rod. What a shame. He knew he was going to have to do that Lutz in combination. I think he just got ahead of himself.
Matteo Rizzo.
And that was tough. Tough to come out emotionally under those kind of conditions, and to start the way he did. You could see it got the best of him in this short program. Matteo Rizzo of Italy.
First ever Italian male skater to win a medal at an ISU Grand Prix. Kind of wants to be that next Javier Fernandez, that top Euro, taking that Euro step to the top, and he got a chance to be around Javi, of course. And Yuzu and others. What's it going to take for him to take that Euro step up?
Well, you know, he's well on his way. This program was not really indicative of how he's been training and what he's capable of. He's got quite a flair and an ability to think on his feet and kind of go with it, but this performance got the better of him. That's all I can say. And so for him now, it's come and bring it in the long program. It's fortunately a 2-part competition, and it's a matter of putting this behind, and yeah, he knows.
You know, when you're going to learn from things, learning to skate after that
Well,
Winnie storm we just saw and all of that. that.
The key is just not to get too down on yourself. And the skaters that beat themselves up are the skaters that have the toughest time. You've got to be able to shake it off and just throw yourself back out there.
We have seen that so often in the past, those fragile egos and psyches that can't handle it. And that's sports. Mateo's going to have to recover for tomorrow. Try to,
he's capable.
Yeah, get back to where he is and wanted to be. Last skater on Yuzu's night. And by the way, that 109.60 could have been better, which is crazy to think. Can't wait for tomorrow. Nobody's going to touch Yuzu right now. Deniss Vasiljevs, Latvia, three-time Latvian champion. Last to skate what has been an entertaining day on day one at the 2019 Skate Canada International.
Coached by the great Stefan Lambiel of Switzerland. Stefan did his choreography to Bloodstream. Had a great year in 2018. Finished 6th at the World Championships. Just off the podium at Europeans. Last year, 21st in the world. So this is a season where he's trying to rebuild. Combination coming up here. Triple flip, triple toe. Nice height. Oh, running out of room. Key jump for him, triple axel. Very nice. Stefan Lambiel is coach, known for his superb spins. Deniss showing some of the same flair.
Last to skate, Deniss Vasiljevs. Stefan Lambiel-like performance and a nice smile. A lot of smiles in here today. That was charming.
Well, that was something he didn't do a lot last year.
No.
Was smile like that, and it's good to see. What a nice kid. Feeling good about himself and his performance here in Kelowna. And there's Yuzu.
Kelowna, by the way, is Okanagan. It means grizzly bear. Who would have thought that it would have been a Pooh Bear that would have taken over in Kelowna today?
You're the best.
Deniss Vasiljevs, poor guys. Deniss and Matteo had to skate after Yuzuru Hanyu brought the house down, and these guys had to bring it back up. How about this young Latvian skater and what he did?
Look at the height. Too much distance. He almost took out our cameraman. Kind of mugged for the camera there. Really a beautiful jump. He's got to clean up the landings, obviously, for the extra GOE, which he should be able to get. Nice landing there. Have a look at the spin.
We'll go again into board.
And it's the unusual positions. Fantastic. It keeps it so interesting. His third jumping pass. The Lutz, and he just gets off a little bit on the landing, so he will actually not pick up any quality marks on that jump, which is a shame. Because, you know, with the 7 elements, if you start ticking away at the GOEs, you can pick up some significant scores there. But this was the best moment for me.
Yeah. And he almost Midori Ito'd it right out of the
That's right.
out of the rink.
Stefan.
Stefan Lambiel, like performance. So here's the score for Deniss heading to tomorrow. No one's touching Yuzu. 84 in 4th place. Great chance tomorrow to make the podium. That's what it's going to be about, the race for 2nd and 3rd tomorrow. Because you know Yuzu is going to show. Showman is going to put on a show tomorrow. Look at the lead from Yuzuru Hanyu. It's almost not fair. Camden Pulkinen is 2nd, barely over Nguyen, who has just 7/100ths lead over Deniss Vasiljevs. Keiji Tanaka. So the Japanese fans, they'll be out in full force tomorrow, bright and early, here in Kelowna, British Columbia. Can't wait for that. Nick Nadeau is in 8th place. And look at it. Yuzuru Hanyu, I don't know, he's going to get all of those stuffed animals back. Here's Yuzu with Sarah.
Yuzu, what was your reaction when you saw that mark?
I just a little disappointed some point, but yeah, I think I was happy.
The perfectionist in you, always looking for more. When you see that sort of reaction that you've come to expect out there from all of the fans, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, it's like so much feeling good, and you know, lots poo bear in there on the ice. I don't know, I couldn't count it. I was trying it, but yeah, it's really a special moment for me.
You lost track.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
That's what happens when you're that good, I guess. Nam was really good.
Yes, he was.
It was good. So was this guy. But this guy was great as always. We are all witnesses. Here is the Yuzu Zoo of media. The throng that follows him every step, every breath. And they watch near perfection again. What more does this young man have in store? And Tracy, just chatting before we went to break, you get a chance to see this kid
Every day.
lot
Every day.
single day. And does he make you shake your head?
Always, always. He's remarkable, and he just has such a mind for where he's going. Pure focus on that. He comes into the rink. The minute he sort of walks through the door to the ice, it's game on, and it's just constantly pushing himself and really tearing down any limits. And we talk about fatigue, talk about technically what's the next barrier, and it's really such an honor to have somebody like that skate in Canada. And a lot of Canadian skaters benefit from his presence, but generally the sport benefits.
He's got such a charm to him, and like a naivete, a kid-like quality that obviously when he puts his blinders on, he becomes this showman, this perfectionist. How was he able to do that?
I just think he puts himself in another place, and really he gets an idea in his head of where he's going. And you talk about belief. This is a guy that believes. He believes in himself, and it's about where he's going with the sport. He takes it so seriously. And you know, you'd think he's got 2 Olympic titles. You'd start seeing the signs of fatigue. Well, we saw a little bit of fatigue from Yuzu last year after his 2nd Olympic title. This year, it's full force. He's as inspired and dedicated as I've ever seen him.
Yeah, looking to make it 3, which nobody has ever done, the hat trick in men's skating. So let's go back and look at digest what we just saw. And, you know, Nam Nguyen, you know, great skate early in the season for Nam. You talk about belief. Nam has that belief right now.
He has, and I like the way he's going about it. It's not a false sense. I believe it's based on hard work, and we're starting to see the fruits of that. I felt the scores were a little bit low for Nam, but those scores will come as he becomes more consistent.
Camden Pulkinen's chasing Nathan Chan in the United States, which is a tough one too, but I'll tell you what, he laid it down.
Yes, he did, and getting a first clean quad out here in the short program to a beautiful piece of music, inspired skating.
And then this guy just does it again.
Playing with the music in this performance, but again, Rod, you could see when he got on the ice to begin the performance, you can see the pressure, and he carries that pressure with him. He has a real sense of what he wants to do, and yes, he is incredible.
You know, it's the morning. It's actually Saturday morning in Japan, and millions have been watching and watched what Yuzuru Hanyu did and just checked off another box, and we'll try to check off a box again tomorrow by winning Skate Canada. Nam Nguyen in the fight for the podium, and here he is with Sarah.
Nam, for you to have a skate like that and early in the season too, beyond standings, just what does it do for the confidence?
It definitely helps build the confidence for the rest of the season. You know, heading into this event, I felt great. We had a plan and we followed through with it from the last event. So to be able to put that out today, I'm really happy.
You've spoken about how expectations are different for you this season than what we saw last season. In what way?
I just think last year it felt like I had nothing to lose, just because everything. I was like climbing up from rock bottom in my career. So this time around, I feel like, you know, as national champion from the last season, you know, it definitely has something on my mind for sure. But the job for me is to just put out 2 skates that I can be proud of.
And to be a part of tours when you weren't competing, and how did that help you and round out your form?
I mean, to be able to share the ice with, you know, legends on a day-to-day basis, it feels great. And I learned so much from them, and to be able to perform every night in a lot of the cities in Canada, it's definitely a big honor.
Thanks so much, Nam.
Thank you.
Year of reckoning last year, an awakening for Nam Nguyen, has never won a medal at a Skate Canada. Maybe tomorrow, Robert Burke believes. So does Nam. What a day at Skate Canada in Kelowna.
And welcome back to Kelowna as we approach 7:30 on this Friday evening. As we come into the arena, quite a scene just a couple of meters to my right. That is Japanese television. The lady in the middle, a former figure skater. On the left, the shorter gentleman, that is Yuzuru Hanyu. And it is now Saturday morning, and they are live. He's in a suit and tie, and they are live back to Japan. So not only the Japanese fans here in force, the Japanese media in force as well. Now, just a reminder, a program note for tomorrow. We're on the air tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. here in Kelowna. That is 2 p.m. Eastern with the dance-free Gillis and Poirier second. The women's-free Gabby Daleman stands 6th. We then take a break, and we are back tomorrow night, or late tomorrow afternoon, 5 o'clock in the afternoon here in Kelowna, 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll have the pairs free. Moore Towers and Marinero stand second. The men's free, we just talked about Hanyu and the spectacular skate here tonight. He is the leader. Canadian Nam Nguyen is third. So again, check local listings for time and networks tomorrow as we're on both TSN and CTV. And now for Tracy Wilson, Rod Black, and Sarah Orleski, and the entire Bell Media crew, I'm Brian Williams. Thanks for watching, and good night from Kelowna.